Hello YouTube, it's your boy, Mixlock, bringing you some slicing and dicing action yet again. I have bought a new microphone for myself, as I promised I will do. Please leave a comment elaborating if the audio quality has risen, fallen, or stayed the same. It would be much appreciated. And before we go on with the video, I just wanted to tell you guys that I am very open to critique. And I really want to make good quality videos for you guys, and I would really love for this channel to move in a direction where it can one day, well, be something, I guess. And if you guys are new to the channel, please like, subscribe, and without further ado, let's get into the video. In this video I want to talk about how winning a lane can actually straight out win you the game. And I will be using the gameplay to illustrate the points that I'm actually trying to make. The video will be divided into 3 parts, the early game, the 10-minute mark, and the late game. And at the end of the video there will be a short summary. So please feel free to jump to a different part of the video if you're more interested. The first thing I want to talk about is itemization and knowing your matchup. You can see here I am laning against Bebop, and I actually buy an item that single-handedly counters Bebop in a really strong way. I have been enjoying this item lately. It is Spirit Fist. No, Spirit Strike. Spirit Fist. Spirit Strike. This item just has so much going on for it, man. It gives you 80 spirit shield health, it gives you 12 melee damage, and it also imposes a spirit resistance debuff on your enemy for 11 seconds. It's crazy, man. And when you hit someone with your melee attack, you also do extra spirit damage. The item just has it all, really. When Bebop hooks me, throws a bomb on me, I nullify the bomb damage with my spirit shield, and then I just punch him. This would be a really good example of proper itemization and knowing your matchup. And here you guys can see that I go to buy an item and the game just freaking crashes, man. Why? I don't know. Valve, please fix. And you guys, please leave a comment if this keeps happening to you, because this happened to me like 4 or 5 times this week. It's very frustrating. But anyhow, let's get back to the video. You guys can see that I am halfway back to base, and that Bebop has accumulated more wealth than me, which is freaking absurd, considering I killed him once. Here you guys can see Bebop being very aggressive and trying to hold up his lead, but this will backfire for him very shortly. And also a good tip for you guys, always stay behind your creep wave or behind your tower, because you take immense damage from creeps. And as you guys can see here, Bebop overextends quite drastically. He also misses 2 spells, and the bomb damage is nullified by the Spirit Strike, and he pays the price for it. And now I make my way to the shop to spend my hard-earned souls, and I buy 3 very standard items on any shift build, which are Close Quarters, Enduring Spirit, and Mystic Reach. Mystic Reach is one of my favorite items, guys. It is so good for how much it costs, and I basically never upgraded. The distance bonus that it gives is more than enough. Enduring Spirit, if I'm not mistaken, actually got buffed in the last patch. It used to give 7% spirit lifesteal, now it gives 10% spirit lifesteal. This is amazing, guys. This item is so worth it. And when you pair it with soul shredder bullets and spirit lifesteal, it is absolutely phenomenal. I actually have 2 or 3 videos I want to make that are of this nature, and then I will do a dedicated Shiv build that I'm working on. I actually planned to release 3 videos this week, but sadly, guys, I had a flood in my kitchen, and yes, hard times. So if you guys are interested in something like this, please stick around and hit that subscribe button. The second thing I would like to talk about are towers and your goals before the 10-minute mark. Pushing towers in Deadlock is immensely valuable because of many reasons. Some of those reasons are the map opens up for you and your teammates. The zipline gets bigger, which means you can come faster to a lane to counter a push or to save an ally. And it also, most importantly, gives you the chance to deny the enemy jungle creeps. By deny, I mean stealing the enemy jungle creeps for yourself. And not only that, if you're pushing good and if you are a real menace, the enemy team will be forced into protecting their objectives. That means that they will come to your lane where you are pushing and leave a hole in their lane, which also opens up their lane to be pushed. If your eye catches a glimpse of these gangs, the smartest thing I found is to just leave and go farm the creeps under your tower. Or if you see another lane is being pushed in and you have the zipline boost, just go to that other lane and take another guardian. The third thing I would like to talk about are lane creeps, or as they are called in Deadlock, troopers, and jungle creeps, or as they are called in Deadlock, Denizians. Lane creeps or troopers, their primary function is to push lanes. They spawn in groups of 4 every 25 seconds. You have 2 gunmen, 1 melee creep and 1 healer creep. Jungle creeps or Denizians appear in camps that are scattered all over the map, each with different power levels. The small creeps spawn at 2 minutes and then respawn every 4 minutes. And the bigger ones spawn at 6 minutes and it takes 7 minutes for them to respawn. The sinner sacrifices, they spawn at 10 minutes and it takes 5 minutes for them to respawn. To be efficient at creep farming, it is crucial that one can read the map. Yes, everyone can tell which are the small creeps, which are the medium creeps, and which are the ancient creeps. But you guys need to realize, from a MOBA perspective, you should never, ever, an absolute no-go, let your lane creeps die and go and farm jungle creeps. You should always, and I repeat, always prioritize lane creeps. The sound cue that you guys just heard is our 10-minute marker, and also the name of our second chapter in this video. As you guys can see in the gameplay, I waste a little bit of Lush's time by making him come here and try to stop my push, and then I turn to one of the most important objectives in the game, the urn. It may sound a little bit over dramatic, guys, but please hear me out. The urn spawns at 10 minutes and then she respawns every 5 minutes. The urn gives souls to every hero in your team. It also gives you 1 free ability point, and the courier, which is you, receives an extra 25% of the share of souls. And when you take into consideration that you can do this every 5 minutes, if you bring the urn on time, you will be able to build a significant advantage over the enemy. And mind you, the urn actually scales with time. I will put a little chart somewhere in the video, and then you guys can look and decide for yourself if it is worth it. Mind you guys, we still don't have a proper farming pattern in Deadlock. I am 90% sure that if we get a farming pattern in the future, it will strongly be influenced by the urn. Here we are about to take the 4th enemy guardian and with it unlock our first flex slot. And to be honest, what better time than now, because I am freaking rich. I also want to use this chance and talk about the concept of farming jungle creeps on your way to a destination. For example, you will now see in the video that I was thinking about going and buying 2 or 3 of my core items. We will talk about core items shortly. And my destination was set towards the shop, and I always try to do this when my destination is set. I look at the map and I try to make a little farming route for myself. The route is of course influenced by the creeps that are alive and the overall situation of the game. Are we in a offensive position or are we more in a defensive position? Is the map more under our control or do the enemies have more control over the map? These are some of the things that can be taken into consideration when trying this out for yourselves. Next, I would like to talk a little bit about core items. What are core items? Why are they named core items? And what purpose do they serve? Core items are, as the name suggests, the core of your build. They are essential and defining for your build. For example, to name a few, a core item for Shiv would be some type of a lifesteal, in every case cooldown reduction and damage reduction. For Abrams, a melee charge, point blank and torment pulse. Or for Haze, unstoppable, ricochet and silencer. I think you guys get the general idea. As you guys just saw, I was pushing the yellow lane. I was lucky that the urn spawned on the left side of the map, and even more lucky that I saw Vindicta here. I then disposed of her quickly and started to bring the urn away. When you guys take into consideration that an average Deadlock games last for up to 30 to 40 minutes, we come to the conclusion that you only have 5 to 7 chances to bring the urn away. And if we look back to our urn chart, we see that if you are able to capture 5 urns, you will be rewarded with 5,730 souls. And if one of your allies is able to catch 5 urns, you would be rewarded 4,583 souls. What this boils down to in both cases is basically you get a free core item, guys. And I hope you guys try and implement some of these things I am talking about here, because if you guys do, you too will be able to do stuff like this. Enjoy! What am I doing here? Is he firing from above? He is indeed, my dude. He is. Wah! Ah, shit! Schmidt! 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 Woo! One piece of this! One piece of this, motherfucker! Come here, motherfucker, come here! They will never kill me!
Yeah, lol.
Yeah, it's like chasing death. Indeed it is, my fellow Deadlock enjoying brethren, indeed it is. We are now moving to the late game and with it to the last part of this video. Here I will cover two more topics, looking at the four corners of your screen and with it identifying the points of interest and proper itemization for countering the enemy in the late game. You guys see that I tried to get to Vindicta to do damage to her, but my dash is sadly just too short. This will be important for the proper itemization against enemies in the late game. That's why I try to hide behind cover and wait for her second ability to wear off. She was planning to take the urn here to offset the 15k advantage that me and my team have against them, but it was all for nothing because they don't even come close to killing me, and I had the same idea they had. After this I naturally go for the urn and I bring it away. Why am I telling you guys all of this? Because what I did 2 minutes ago has actually led to this moment right now. This I did in Dota every minute. Here in Deadlock I try to do it every 2 minutes. The general idea of the four corners that lead to points of interest is you take 5 seconds every 2 minutes to look at your screen and identify what is happening now on the map. Are the enemies pushing? Are our creeps pushing? Is there maybe an urn that can be picked up, or is there an urn coming in 30 seconds or 1 minute? How much souls do you have? What items did the enemy buy? How much souls do I need until I can get my next item? Which part of the map is the part with more jungle creeps alive? What is the positioning of my team? Are they looking to take a fight? How many enemy heroes do I see on the map? And many different things. Here I have taken another urn and you will see the route that I take is not the fastest route. I look at the map and I identify that there is a extra large creep wave pushing into my walker, and I go there, I dash through a couple of creeps, and then I make my way to the urn deposit spot. My teammates have sadly just lost a fight, and I am farming the creeps that are around the urn area with the intention to go and pick up the urn soon. But as you guys can see, the warden, he had the same idea. So I just continue farming, but the enemies, they also had the same idea. I identify this and I move towards warden, wanting to protect him. I sadly don't make it in time, but I fight against 3 heroes and manage to kill one. This fight was actually very nicely played. On Vindicta, it was very hard to kill her this time. She used cover very efficiently, and she has also bought the warp stone. This can actually also be taken as an example for proper itemization in the late game, especially against me, because when she felt like she was gonna get charged by me, she just blinked out of the way. After taking the urn, I pushed lane out a little bit and farmed the surrounding creep waves on my way to the shop. In the last fight, I felt like I lack mobility, which is absolutely normal. Great Talon and Vindicta can basically jump in the sky and shoot you from the sky, while Lesh can just jump around you. He is a very slippery boy indeed. It is only natural that I decided to buy a Phantom Strike. The Phantom Strike can also be used as a good example for proper itemization in the late game. The Phantom Strike also benefits from Mystic Reach that I still have in my inventory. This is actually another reason why I find Mystic Reach to be one of the best 500 souls items in the game, because he doesn't only extend the reach of your abilities, he also extends the reach of the items that you buy. For example, Phantom Strike, Torment Pulse, Mystic Reverb, and the list goes on. And here I will also demonstrate why thinking about items that will counter your enemies is one of the most crucial things you should be doing in MOBAs. because actually what makes Vindicta and Great Talon in this case stronger is also the thing that makes them weaker. They can rapidly increase distance between them and the enemy, but if this distance is nullified, there is nothing that they can do. At this point the game is basically over. We will now do a quick recap of all the things that were spoken of in this video. For the early game is important to identify your matchup and to know how to itemize for the early game to help you build the lane and get an advantage. Always prioritize lane creeps over jungle creeps. I cannot stress this enough. Push objectives, open the map, pay attention to the urn and the mid boss, and use the 4 corners of interest map awareness technique. Make small farming routes when you are going somewhere, and proper itemization for countering the enemy in the late game. This is all what I have for you guys in this video. I hope that this video was helpful and that you guys can take something with you. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe, and if you have questions, write them in the comments. I will now leave you with some fresh beats, as they say, and I hope I will see you again.